very excited about the upcoming 2011-2012 season. As always, it is a variety of presentations for our audience that will be both stimulating and provocative, fun, hopefully, challenging and exciting.
The second half of our season is a little bit lighter than the first half, and it really goes into what Roundabout is all about. It's a balance of comedy and drama. It's plays that are more plot-heavy, more character-heavy, plays that you know already or have seen in some other form, and plays that are totally going to be new to our audience, or reimaginings of something that you thought you knew. So I'm hoping that even the things that people might find familiar are going to end up being unexpected.
I've always had a soft place in my heart for Athol Fugard, and this year is his 80th birthday celebration. And this 80th birthday celebration will be kicked off with the Roundabout production of The Road to Mecca.
This is connected to Athol's 80th birthday. It's also particularly special because the play has never been produced on Broadway, which is really extraordinary because it is one of his major works.
It's based on the true story of a woman called Helen Martins, who lived in a very remote little village in South Africa. And to everybody's surprise, at the age of 40, after a completely uneventful life, turned herself into an artist that now attracts people from all around the world to come and visit her creation.
In fairly short order, her backyard became chock-a-block with bizarre artistic creations, which became a kind of insult to this religious, Calvinist, Dutch Reformed community. She became a pariah in this very small town.
She's widowed. She hasn't had a very happy marriage. That is over. And she thinks that her life is over.
It starts on these two women in this little house, and you they're talking and you wonder what's going on, and ultimately you realize there are many, many secrets under the surface here.
It's three people on that stage for a couple of hours, and it is a real challenge to actually speak those words of Athol Fugard, who has quite a few things to say about this particular one.
This play has extraordinary roles, and I'm unbelievably fortunate to have three extraordinary actors. Rosemary Harris in the role of Helen. Rosemary is one of the great actors.
It's an incredible blessing on this production and on this play, as far as I'm concerned, to have her lead this company.
And then Jim Dale, who's so amazing. And I mean, we can't get through a single rehearsal with Jim without laughing hysterically, and we're doing a very serious piece.
Carla Gugino, who is a miraculous actress. She constantly surprises one by her depth.
It's a wonderful play. It's a masterpiece.
He's an extraordinary playwright.
I was so grateful that Athol Fugard did write this part. It's a wonderful role, and I'm so thrilled to be able to play it.
I must regard it as one of my most successful works because it has always seemed to have been very popular with audiences. And of course, this production at the Roundabout Theatre is the best 80th birthday present I could ever dream of.
Look Back in Anger is a John Osborne play. It was one of the first of the angry young men plays, as they're called. A very, very, very legendary play at its time, and directed by this extraordinary young director named Sam Gold, who directed for us last year at the Underground, and is one of the hottest young directors around the city.
Look Back in Anger is a love triangle between a young working class guy named Jimmy Porter and upper middle class or upper class young woman, Allison, who they're a very unlikely pair, and they're sort of shacked up in a little attic flat in Midlands and in the 50s.
It's sort of a dark drama with a bit of comedy involved about a marriage that's really in demise and on the rocks.
Sam has found a new way into the play that I think is going to be really interesting for the audience, whether they know the play already or not.
My vision for the play is about intimacy. This is about people stuffed into a tiny space together trying to live their lives, and it's about young love.
This will be different from any other Look Back in Anger they might have seen. Even the set, we're getting rid of the stage and doing it right at the front in a very intense, intimate, cramped space. So they're going to feel a part of this passion and heat and frustration and love and sex and everything that it is.
What Sam has done with the choice of play is taken the essence of what Osborne was doing, in that he's put the play literally in the audience laps. It's a play sort of drenched in claustrophobia, and I think his staging of that already enhances it.
I got really excited about trying to put the audience as close to sort of like the sizzling danger of all of that and all of the play brings.
Sam Gold has a very specific way of trying to put it into your face, as he calls it, or be really in your face play. He's made a set that jets out into the audience. The angle of the attic, they live in an attic, the angle is very steep. The light is very dim. The play is very smoky. They smoke a lot.
He's coming at it from an angle that is very fresh, and I don't think it's ever been sort of come at from this angle, so I think things are going to be a little bit surprising.
Sam is demanding that the words be listened to, as I said, as a result of the way it's being staged.
I'm just really excited to open people's eyes to the play.
I think it's going to be really exciting and something that audiences will take away and talk about and want to see.
Don't Dress for Dinner is our American Airlines play in the spring. It is the exact opposite of some of our earlier plays this season. It is total comedy, total lighthearted farce about mistaken identity and infidelity.
Don't Dress for Dinner is a farce by Mark Camilletti, who was an Italian who wrote this farce in French, and now we're doing an English translation of it. It's a companion piece to his Boeing, Boeing, which was done on Broadway a few years ago and was a big hit.
It's a marital farce where a lot of infidelity and people in the wrong rooms with the wrong person. And that is basically what it is. It's not profound. It doesn't say something serious about marriage. It's just a lark. It's to have a good time, good fun by all.
It's mistaken identities, doors slamming, costumes being changed. One secret becomes two, becomes four, and all hell breaks loose. It's about as farcical as you could possibly want. And that was something we were looking for this season. We thought that we were missing that element of fun.
I'm thrilled for this production. I think our audiences are really going to have such a great time.
This is so light-hearted and so much fun that people come out of this theater smiling and laughing.
Don't Dress for Dinner is extremely exciting for a couple of reasons. One, because Joey Tones is a great director of farce, one of the best in the business. And two, because every once in a while it's nice to spend 2 hours in the theater just laughing. And I think without question our audience will be delighted by Don't Dress for Dinner. And we're going to have a great cast, and it's just going to be 2 hours of fun. Our spring production at Studio 54 is going to be the first Broadway revival of Harvey in decades, so we're extremely excited about that. Harvey is a Pulitzer Prize-winning play by Mary Chase, and it's being directed by Roundabout's Associate Artistic Director Scott Ellis.
It's about a man who has an imaginary friend who's a 6'4" rabbit, and that's the premise of the piece. Obviously, it means more than that and what it's exploring.
It's this fantastic story also about the time and about people's belief in psychoanalysis and people's and people's desperation for normality. It's actually very topical when you think about it. So that's the story, and it's about family too.
And has an incredible cast led by this really talented young man named Jim Parsons, who many people will know as the Emmy Award-winning star of a TV series called The Big Bang Theory.
This character of Elwood P. Dowd is really an innocent, which is one of the reasons that we're so excited to have Jim Parsons playing that character, because I think he can really bring that to life.
And then Jessica Hecht, who's one of the finest theater actors in the business.
She's a wonderful, wonderful actress. I think she's going to be great in this role, and it's great to welcome her back to Roundabout, as well as Charles Kimbrough, who has been at Roundabout before and
is, I think the three of them will anchor this play beautifully.
I just always found it very moving. There's a couple of lines which I think are just heartbreakingly true.
There's something really special about just spending time with these characters. And yes, it gets a little crazy and there are comical, farcical elements to it, but what I love about Harvey is that it has so much heart and that it's not afraid to wear its heart on its sleeve.
I think the big thing that's exciting about this show is it taps into the part of us that wants to feel better when they leave the theater. And so I think on a very basic level, the show is going to probably make you feel really good, and not in a schmaltzy way, in a very real way.
I think this season is a perfect example of comedy, drama, pathos, love, longing, and just plain fun. And that's the way I like it to be.